Good morning, everyone. Now we are going to proceed with our second lesson in operations management, part one. So actually there are three parts for this. So it's about competitiveness, strategy, and productivity. So for our learning outcomes, there are several ways that a business organization compete. Name several reasons that business falls. Define the terms, mission, strategy, and explain why they are important. Discuss and compare organization strategy and operation strategy and explain why it is important and to link the two. Describe and give example of time-based strategies. Define the term productivity and explain why it is important to organizations and countries. Describe several factors that affect productivity. So, in this lesson, we are going to discuss competitiveness, strategy, like I said, and productivity. We are going to learn different ways companies compete and why some firms do better than the others. Furthermore, we are going to learn how effective strategies can lead to competitive organizations. Lastly, what is productivity? Its relevance and why, and ways to improve it. So, as you can see in your screen, the different meanings of competitiveness, strategies, and productivity. So some of this I got it online, some of which from the book I have gave you. Then, so competitiveness, as you can see, or as you have researched about this in your assignment, the meanings are quite the same, right? So competitiveness relates to the effectiveness of an organization in the marketplace relative to other organizations that offer similar products or services. So another meaning is the ability of a business to deliver better value to customers than competitors. So for strategy, relates to the plans that determines how an organization pursues its goals. So for different meaning strategies, business strategy is a clear set of plans, actions, and goals that outlines how a business will compete in a particular market or markets with a product or number of products or services. You might wonder why they emphasize particular market or markets or with a product or number of products or number of services, because some companies have various product lines and various markets they are competing. For instance, Jollibee Food Corporation, they have various entities, right? They have Greenwich, they have Jollibee, they have Chowking, they have Red Ribbon. So these products actually have different target market. For let's say Red Ribbon. Red Ribbon actually in other places has dine-in. They serve food. However, in our place, in Dumaguete, they only serve pastries, right? So their market are those individuals who like pastries, who buys pastries for special occasions and the likes. And when you're talking about Jollibee, somehow the advertisement of Jollibee is that it relates to emotions, it relates to relationship, it relates to kids. So they capture this type of market. And of course, Chowking and Greenwich have also different target market. And you might ask probably, but they're the same people. Why is it that they're doing that? Or kaon ra magyapon ko sa Jollibee, mukaon po ko sa kuan, mukaon po ko sa kuan. No, it's not literally like that, guys. It's just that for them, for the business, they segment the market. Yes, we avail of the product of Jollibee, of Chowking, of Greenwich, of of Red Ribbon. But if I am the business, on the business side, they segmented the market. It means that this market, this product is for them. Okay? It's like that. I hope you get it. So productivity relates to effectiveness, effective use of resources, and it has a direct impact on competitiveness. Productivity is a measure of economic or business performance that indicates how efficiently people, companies, industries, and whole economies convert inputs such as labor and capital into outputs such as good or services. So those are the meanings of competitiveness, strategy, and productivity, and we will dissect that as we go along with this lesson. So first we continue with competitiveness. So a key part of all business activity in which marketing plays a key role. So marketing plays a key role in the search for sustainable competitive advantage. The phrase means the competitive advantage means that what is says on the tin. So when you're talking about competitive advantage, what do you have that others do not? You might wonder why Apple products sells like pancakes, sells like hot cakes, even if it is very expensive, because they have competitive advantage. So competitive advantage means the ability of a business to add more value for its customers than its rivals and attain a positions of relative advantage. Okay. So iPhone qualifies this. Add more value. A situation where a business has an advantage over its competitors by being able to offer better value, quality, and or service. So the next time you dine in around downtown or wherever you want, or if you have tried that, having a coffee in Starbucks, in Boss Coffee, or among other coffee shops around town, what is the value added of these establishments as sige makagbalik-balik? So what do they have? What advantage do they have? Sige kag balik-balik sa ilaha. Do they offer good quality products or better service? So that's how business do their way in order to be competitive. They have to have a competitive advantage comparing to their competitors. The key word in the bullet above, the key word in this term is value. Value is what a customer is prepared to purchase something or to avail of a service. A business that offers better value than competitor will enjoy an advantage. So I have this local, sorry guys, I'm not being paid for discussing this business establishments, okay? I'm just giving this as an examples for academic reasons. So if ever they hear this, all credits goes to them. Anyways, so we have this business food restaurant around town. We keep on going to this restaurant, and then the waitress, most of the waitress actually already knows us. And then one time I left my jacket there, and then I think it took us around 1 week or more than 1 week to get back or to dine in again in that restaurants, because very expensive the fare, and very expensive the gasoline, the fuel, so we cannot always do laag. Anyway, so the next time that we go there, they actually said this, and I quote, "Hello ma'am, dugay kay mo ni balik, nabilin ba yung jacket diri?" And we were so happy because um they really put too much value on jacket raman to us, di ba? On this, and they know that it was ours, and they just kept it. And then they offer good service. Yes, they quality food. Yes, and they have actually better value, as I said a while ago, better value. Um, among its mid-range competitor, because I cannot say that it is a high-end restaurant. It's just mid-range. But we keep on coming to this or going to this restaurant because of this value added that they actually give to us. I hope you have this type of restaurants, or even just karinderia, guys. There are karinderias that if you have tried going to school in the new normal, you might probably goes or repeat and repeat dining in a carinderia, because they offer more quality food, quality service, better value than other carinderias, right? So you may have experienced this already. It's just that you don't notice, this is their competitive advantage. This is they have more value than this and that, but you actually have experienced this already. So value, if it is in a relationship char, if you are given value, you stick to that relationship, right? Yee. Anyways, let's go back to the lesson. A good way to think about value is to consider a purchase that you have made. This is an example. Looking back, you consider to be good value. What was it about that purchase that you feel happy about? Diba? Every time we buy something, you buy something because it has value, and you buy something because it makes you happy. So what what was it about that when you purchase something, it makes you happy? Is it the price that you pay, the features or benefits that you obtain from the product, or the enjoyment or satisfaction you have gained from owning or experiencing the product, or the time you have saved? So a customer's perception of value is very personal. It is usually based on several intangible factors as well as tangible factors. So hard, hard, the hard bit for a competitive business is to work on what, excuse, is to work out what you as a customer value, and then deliver that to you. So actually, being competitive, having a competitive advantage, as I said, is hard, because when you talk about value, it's more on the personal perception of the the consumers. We are all consumers, right? So what is valuable to me, or what is happiness to me when I purchase an iPhone 13 Pro Max 1 terabyte, costing 80 plus thousand. It gives me happiness. And some other people, when they purchase a phone of any brand and cost them 10,000, um it makes them happy already. They have already the features, the benefits, the enjoyment, the satisfaction, the time it has saved them. So that's why businesses are having a hard time on what to do with this, because it is both tangible and intangible things that makes a product of great value. So to make it to make them more competitive is to work out on what is really customer value for them, so they can do with the tangible, right? Because tangible can be seen. So that's why they have freebies. When you enter a store, they're very pleasing and they're very accommodating. So somehow it gives them, ikaw pag a customer, if you enter a store and then they are very accommodating, mag-heart mo yung eyes, di ba? So, they want this to be delivered to their customers. So, let's continue with competitiveness. So for strategy, so let's discuss, for strategy, let's discuss a little bit more on strategy. So strategy, but while simple to understand in theory, strategy is simple to understand in theory. Strategy kani kana kato, but developing a good strategy and then actually implementing it is not easy. A business strategy must take into account a number of factors, including the market, competitors, the business environment, as well as the company structure, strength, weaknesses. It should also be flexible enough to handle change. Planning and preparing a business strategy therefore requires strong skills in strategic planning and business analysis, as well as a good understanding of functions like marketing, sales, and distribution. But what is needed to formulate a successful business strategy, especially today when the world keeps on changing, right? And then pandemic hits. So if you are a business and you don't have a strategy for this, what happens to you during pandemic? Some of the businesses closes. You might probably observe, if you have tried walking downtown, some of the businesses closes, some of the businesses take advantage of the situation and opens up another business. So these are different strategies that they have probably applied. There are also businesses that stays. I will mention a business that even despite the 2 years, we've already been in a 2 years. We will going to have an anniversary of lockdown next month, April. The start of lockdown, I think, April last 2020. So anniversary to all of us. Businesses that stays on business despite the pandemic, and they have probably strategies during the 2 years time. Food Hub, Hayahay, Racer is still there, Lantau is still there, Moon Cafe is still there. What else? Sans Rival, both the bistro and the cake house still there. Why Not is still there. Casablanca is still there. But with Casablanca, I think it was last year, we tried dining in, and then they offer less choices. That was probably part of their strategy. Because why will I offer a lot of food when these are the usual food that customers actually avail, right? And then why will I stock a lot of inventories and then it will just go rotten, or it will just spoil because there's a lockdown. There's only 50% capacity. Everybody, the money of people goes mostly on food, basic food, not the luxury food, because when you dine in a restaurant, that's already a luxury. So that's what happened. So these are the strategies of the businesses that stays in business despite what happened. So business is not the same as it was yesterday or before or will be tomorrow. So if you want to stay in business, you guys, some of you probably have online business or little business one way or the other from here and there. If you want to stay in business, your strategy should be flexible, adaptable, anchored in up-to-date research, Those three: flexible, adaptable, and anchored in up-to-date research. When I was in college, our instructor told us that why Jollibee's tagline is Langhap Sarap. Actually, the tagline Langhap Sarap is that it is based on research that Filipinos, before they ate their food, or if they have food, they try to smell it. Filipinos are really are actually particular with smells. Like we already know that something is taste good because from it smells, right? So that's why it's Langhap Sarap. Okay, so up-to-date research. I don't know if you can still remember way back probably 2014, 2015. Coffee houses are not so familiar in the city, in Dumaguete, even tea house, even milk tea and the likes. No, it was somehow, okay, milk tea, but gongcha was already there. But when the fad of milk tea happens online, people kept posting on milk teas, this and that, having milk teas, this and that, flavors of milk teas, this and that, and coffee here, coffee there. Then businesses of milk teas and coffees sprout out here and then, here and there in Dumaguete, ranging from expensive coffee to cheaper coffee, introduction of barako, organic coffee, among other milk teas and the likes. So you might wonder, why did this happen? Why? How come it happens like this? How come this? How come Gongcha is still? How come Gongcha knows already that milk tea fad will happen? Will actually come because Gongcha is already there before the milk tea fad occurs. Gongcha was already in Robinsons. Even Infinity. But Gongcha comes first before Infinity. So, probably it was anchored in up-to-date research. Gongcha already had a research that this will happen. Milk tea fad will happen soon. So Gongcha planted their branch, or someone franchised Gongcha in Robinsons. So I'm not advertising Gongcha. All credits goes to Gongcha. I'm just taking this as an example. But this is just what I think, probably. And now, there's a lot of milk tea from here and there, free delivery. Probably in your locality, there's already someone doing milk tea. Even in our place, this is just a very small town, but there are milk tea sellers like in where I am located now, just 100 steps probably from our place. If you run from my place to that milk tea house, milk tea and takoyaki is actually available there. If you run 2 minutes and then you already reach the place. See? But Gongcha already, this is just my perception, but Gongcha is already there. And Gongcha, if you have tried tasting the milk tea of Gongcha compared to other milk teas, it tastes better for me. Like I said a while ago, the value and being the competitiveness of a business sometimes depends on our perception as a customer, because what is valuable from one person is may not be valuable from another person. So we're done with a little discussion of strategy. Now we go to productivity. So according to Mark Halliday, a senior product marketing manager of Oracle NetSuite, productivity can be measured at any of these 5 levels. So personal productivity. So the term personal productivity is often used to describe how much an individual can accomplish every day in their personal lives, not just in the workplace. So our own productivity. Workforce productivity. So workforce productivity, the focus of this is the aggregate productivity of all individuals in the company workforce. So if the company is a manufacturing company, the output of that people working in that manufacturing company. Sector productivity, the aggregate, when we talk about aggregate, is more on the totalness. The aggregate productivity of all companies in an industry sector is an expression of a sector productivity. When we're talking about sector, like the agricultural sector, so the productivity of the agricultural sector or the service sector, or something like that. The team or department productivity, the collective output of one or more individuals united under a common goal. So you have team leader and you have to be productive. When you're productive, you're given reward. So common goal, individually, one or more individual united under a common goal. And then there's national or global productivity. When you're saying global, national productivity, one country. When you say global productivity, it is, of course, the globe, the whole world. The aggregate productivity of all industries and economy is an expression of the economic productivity. Actually, every country is being measured in terms of economic productivity, so national productivity. So the Philippines actually, every country in this world during the pandemic is not actually doing well in terms of economic wise. And then another dilemma hits the world. So in terms of productivity, we cannot say that we are really, really doing good, but we are somehow surviving. So that's it for the introduction. Don't worry, that's still the introduction. So now we elaborate more on competitiveness. So competitiveness, this is an important factor in determining whether a company prosper, barely gets by, or fails. Business organization compete through some combination of price, delivery time, and product or service differentiation. How effectively an organization meets the wants and needs of customer relative to others that offer similar goods and services. So competitiveness. So there are 3 influences actually in competitiveness. First is the marketing influence. So identify consumer wants and needs. So what you're going to do with that? Identify consumer wants and needs. We will discuss this here. So identifying consumer wants and needs. So once you identify what consumer wants and needs through research, what will you do? I'm asking you, what will you do? You distribute this in the organization, and then you create it. And then when you create it, you distribute it. But while you're distributing it, you also get actually gathering data, and then you identify again. That's why it's a cycle, because you don't stop on knowing or identifying what the consumer wants or needs. Because if you stop, you will also stop doing business. Actually, this is This has been a problem on some huge company that has failed in business because they think they already on the top, and then no one can surpass them. But then again, they forgot that other businesses are also doing research on identifying consumer wants and needs, and that they can do better than the competitors. Let's take Samsung. Probably, I don't know if you have reached or come to an era wherein when you hear the word Samsung, you will only identify it as appliances. Probably I'm that old already. Oh my God, I'm not old. Anyways, me, when I hear the word Samsung before, I only connote it with appliances because Samsung always tagged with appliances. I never even imagined that Samsung will become a very famous, very competitive, and have customer advantage actually in the mobile area. But look at now, Samsung is doing well in appliances and in the mobile industry. They even they even provide some of their products to other mobile companies. See? Because they keep on doing identify, distribute, create, and collect. So, marketing and operations has a major influence on competitiveness. And then we will discuss all of this. So it's a basic input in an organization's decision-making process and a central to competitiveness. The ideal is to achieve a perfect match between those wants and needs and the organization's goods and or services. So identify what your customer needs from you through keyword research, focus group, or social listening, crowdsourcing. Distribute the information to relevant stakeholders in your organization. So you distribute because your stakeholders are your stockholders, your competitors, the environment, the community, suppliers, and the likes. Craft product features or create content that speaks to your customers' needs. Create, craft, and then collect customer feedback on how your effort meet their expectation. That's why they're asking for feedback so that they can improve their products and order services. So that's identifying customers' wants and needs. It's a cycle because you never stop, because once you stop doing business. Price and quality. So price and quality, I know you understand the meaning of price. I know you understand the meaning of quality, but sometimes quality is hard to measure, especially quality of service, because quality of service is already it's of good quality if you already experience the service, right? So this is also elaborated in our next lessons. So here is the price quality matrix. So when you're talking about low quality and then low price, the product becomes cheap because low price, low quality equals cheap. Low quality, medium price. So it means medium price, low quality, probably unhappy customers. And then there's also low quality, high price, sell and run. Might probably say this. Our usual term for this is na-scam ko. Because you pay too much and then the product or the service that you purchase and avail is of very poor quality. So medium quality, low price, you say bargain, real bargain. You say sulit. That's probably the term best described for that, real bargain, sulit. This happens when you By ukay-ukay. Sulit. And then medium price, medium quality, average, mid-range. High price, medium quality, you say overpriced. And then low price, high quality, you might say underpriced. But some of us might say sulit or real bargain because it has high quality and then very cheap. You get most of it. Medium price, high quality, ideal for penetration in the market. Medium price, high quality, ideal for penetration in the market. Actually, this is, you might not remember, but it was actually Sun Cellular who started Anli Call and Anli Text. I did not get any credits from this. I was still in college when you are in our time before. You really have to pay 300 pesos for a load. There's no such thing as 30 pesos, 5 pesos load during that time. It's only 100, 300, and 500. And if you want to text someone, make sure it's not like letter K only, because every peso counts. You have to fill out the page of your keypad phone when you text someone, or if you have intention, or you need someone through text or call, because it's really, really expensive. But when Sun Cellular comes in, medium price, very high quality, because they offer only call and only text, 50 pesos, I think, for 3 days. Imagine. And then after a month, I think a month or two, Globe and Smart follow. They also offer such. So that's how probably during that time, Sun Cellular changed how the telecommunication competes. And now it will change again because of a third party. Dito is starting to penetrate the market. Medium price, high quality, because they offer lower price and then very high bandwidth in terms of internet connection, right? That is as per advertisement. I haven't tried Dito SIM card yet, but according to, I'm not, like I said, I'm not being paid for this. This is just for academic purposes. But according to people I know, the data is really, really good. So probably they will penetrate the market using that strategy. So ideal for penetration. And then high quality, high price. So we say it's premium. You're paying for premium. So if you know that if you purchase this, it's really of best quality. Okay, that's on price and quality, marketing influence. Next is advertising and promotion. Advertising and promotion. Advertising, so we have to identify advertising and promotion. Advertising is a type of promotional activity with the aim to sell a product or service to a target audience. Advertising is one of the oldest types of marketing or promotion, which tries to influence the target audience to either buy or do something specific. Furthermore, it's a way sellers communicate with their potential buyers about a product or service. Advertising can target small audience or large audience. When you're talking about large audience, that's why they advertise. Before it's just a television or the radio. Now they already have YouTube, even Facebook. There are a lot of pop-ups and the like. So they target the world, not just you and me. We can divide modern advertising into two categories: traditional advertising and digital advertising. When you talk about traditional advertising, it involves print advertisement, flyers, magazines, newspapers, periodicals, among other printed advertisement. So television advertising, radio advertising, and on billboards. These are still traditional. Television and radio and even billboards are still traditional. But when you're talking about digital advertising, it involves advertising using digital media or the social media advertising, search and display advertising, mobile advertising are the main categories under digital advertising, or especially if you're playing something and then you're also online, then there's just pop up after you failed at a mission, another pop up, and you have to wait because there's no escape ad. So that's digital advertising. So on the other hand, promotion, this refers to a variety of communication activities to share knowledge or increase awareness about a brand, product, or service with as many people as possible. These activities have a variety of objects like raising awareness, inducing people to buy a particular product, increase demand, differentiating products from competitors, building brand loyalty, among others. In brief, it's a form of communication between the seller and potential buyers. Moreover, through promotion, the seller attempts to persuade people to purchase their goods and services. Furthermore, promotion is one of the fundamental elements of marketing mix or the 4 Ps. I hope you're familiar with the 4 Ps. There's actually 5 Ps, 6 Ps, 7 Ps. It has also evolved, but the basic is the 4 Ps: price, product, promotion, and place. There are different ways to promote products and services. Some of these include strategies such as advertisement, personal selling, direct marketing, and public relations. Personal selling involves individuals personally interacting with the clients or customer. For instance, salesperson. When you go to downtown, to the malls, and then the sales, ma'am, nag-sale ba mi ani, ma'am? Barato ra ni, buy one take one. Oh, that's one thing. Direct selling. Public relation, on the other hand, is maintaining a specific image in mind of the customer and other stakeholders through various methods like sponsored events and newspaper articles. So that's public relation. They maintain a certain image of their brand, of their company, and the likes. So as you can see in the screen, these are the differentiation between advertising and promotion. So operation influences. So this may be the second to the last slide of the first part. Operation influences. You might ask, what is this? So operation influences are the things that influence the operations of the service. Operations have a major influence on competitiveness through product and service design. And then many of these are interrelated. So products and service design. The product and the service design should reflect joint effort of many areas of the firm to achieve a match between financial resources, operations capabilities, supply chain capabilities, and consumer wants and needs. So technically, when you create a product, you must know that this product or services coincides with what we have as resources in the organization. So next is cost. Cost of an organization's output is a key variable that affects pricing decisions and profit. Cost reduction efforts are generally ongoing in business organization. So cost, you don't create product that entails higher cost and then you don't have that financial resources for that. And then location is very important in terms of cost and convenience for customers. Location near inputs can result in lower input costs. Location near markets can result in lower transportation costs and quicker delivery times. Of course, when people wants convenience, and when people wants convenience, like sari-sari store, why we go to sari-sari store and not go to the the let's just say public market? We just go to the sari-sari store in our neighborhood because we of the location, and location is convenience. Why am I going to go to the public market to buy a liter of cooking oil when it is just available in the sari-sari store? Location. This is also very important because as part of 4Ps also, place. It's part of strategy, your location. Where you are located is part also of your strategy, where people are there or passing by there. Quality, of course, this will be discussed more, but this is more in the with the reporters or in the next chapter, refers to materials, workmanship, design, service. And then consumer judge quality in terms of how well they think a product or service will satisfy its intended purpose. Quick response. This can be a competitive advantage because one way is quickly bringing new or improved product or services to the market. Another, being able to quickly deliver existing products and services to customer after they are ordered. So quick response. It's not only quick response when you order, it's already there, but also quick response in terms of when you have complaints of this product, then the response is also quick, not just in selling, but also in the after sale. Flexibility is the ability to respond to change. So changes might relate to alteration in design features or product or service, or to the volume demandable by the customers, or the mix of products or services offered by the organization. Sometimes sometimes customers want custom made. So if you can be flexible with that, then that's also an advantage to the company, because that is another sale for you if you are flexible to the demands of your consumers. Inventory management. This can be a competitive advantage as well by effectively matching supplies of goods with demand. You don't have too much inventory wherein it will be stuck in your company and not being sold, but you don't want less inventory wherein the demand is still there but you don't have much. You have to have inventory management wherein your inventory matches the demand. Supply chain management involves coordinating internal and external operators to achieve timely and cost-effective delivery of goods through the system. So supply chain management, the buyers and suppliers, your supply chain where you get all the parts to make your product or to create your service. And then service. This might involve after sale. Like I said, I think I mentioned this in the quick response. The after sale activities customer perceive as value added, such as delivery, setup, warranty, technical support, or it might also involve extra attention like work in progress, such as courtesy, keeping the customer informed, or attention to details. Service quality can be a key differentiator, and it is one that is often sustainable. Service quality. Managers and workers are the people at the heart and soul of the organization. And if they are competent and motivated, they can provide a distinct competitive edge by their skills and the ideas they create. One often overlooked skill in answering the telephone. Overlook, not actually being taken for granted. How complaint calls or requests for information are handled can be a positive or a negative. Especially, hello, good morning. Example, you're calling someone from you have a complaint from this store. Hello. And then the other end, the store would just, hello, good morning, and say, you at your end, oh my God, magwarla ko ani, kaya wala siya pleasantry. So, probably that person on the other end of the line where you want to complain is not motivated. They are not well taken care of. If you take care of your workers, your human resources, one way or the other, they are the ones will market your business. No need for you to market them because they themselves will market your business. So these are some of the things that might be of great advantage for you to being competitive and stay competitive in the organization, in the business world. So you might ask, why some organization fail? Neglecting operation strategy. You have operation strategy, but you neglect them. So what's the result of that? Failure. Failing to take advantage of strengths and opportunities, or failing to recognize competitive threats. So this has actually happened to some of the businesses that they fail to recognize the threats of the competitor because they think they got it all. Putting too much emphasis on short-term financial performance at the expense of research and development. Placing too much emphasis on product and service design and not enough on process design and improvement. So product and service design, but not on process design and improvement. That's why some mobile company is not anymore that competitive compared to what is still competitive as of the moment. You might have known some. Neglecting investments in capital and human resources. Like I said a while ago, you have to invest in your human resources. And of course, in your capital. Human resources are the people that works in your company and they create an image for your company. If you neglect them one way or the other, you will fail because they are not motivated. Failing to establish good internal communications and cooperations among different functional areas. It is very important that all parts of the organization or all areas of the organizations, all departments of the organizations have good communications. Yes, competition might be there because someone is better than you and the likes. But when it comes to achieving the goals of the organization, it should be unity. There should be unity and there should be proper communications and cooperations among each other, among each department. And of course, failing to consider customer wants and needs. If you do not do research about customer wants and needs and just make products because you want to make products, then one way or another, just get out of business. Because businesses are there because they have researched what customer wants and needs, and they have identified what customer wants and needs. They provide it to them. Why will you do business? Because why will you do business if you neglect customer wants and needs? What's the purpose of staying in business? Profit? How are you going to profit if you neglect or fail to consider customer wants and needs? So that's it for the first part.